has certainly been missing seeing all of your faces in these days where we've been at our houses. You've been at your house, I've been at my house. And this is my cat. Her name is Pan. I dressed so I would match her today. We're both kind of orangey brown. But the thing about Pan is she's a little bit camera shy. So I don't know if she'll stay with us for this whole video. But I wanted to say, if you at your house have a cat or a dog or a bird or a hamster or really any kind of animal or brother or sister or mom or dad that you've been reading books with, the way that I've been reading books with Pan, you could take a picture and send it to me so I could see your face. And you can see how I've been reading stories with Pan. Now, I think we're going to lose her. I'm going to try setting her down, but I think she's going to run off. Yep, there she goes. But she might come back. She sometimes circles back. So, I thought what we could do today, even though Pan left us to go explore the rest of the house, is read a little story together. This is a book that you might remember reading with me in class on one of the days where we were learning about ponds and all of the plants and animals that live in ponds. Or, if you weren't there that day, this might be a brand new book to you. But either way, it's a good one. It's called Maggi and Milo by Juli Brenning, illustrated by Prescilla Burris. If you remember what the word illustrated means, you could turn to the person next to you and tell them what you think it might mean and see if you remember. Maggi and Milo. This is Maggi. Maggi is an excellent adventurer, a pretty good songwriter, a bit of a scientist, and Milo's very best friend. This is Milo. Milo is what do you think? Milo is a dog. Did you know that it was going to be dog? I bet you did. And this is an awesome package Maggie's grandma sent. It had all the necessities for a frog hunt, boots, and knowledge. Country dogs, like Milo, don't wear boots. If you have a dog at home, does your dog wear boots? Or if you have a cat, does your cat wear boots? Mine does not. That night, Maggie told Milo, "We need to get a good night's sleep. Tomorrow we hunt for frogs." The next morning, Maggie pulled on her new blue boots, which were perfect for this kind of adventure, and her favorite dress, which was just plain perfect. And she was off. Well, almost. Maggie ran back to the bathroom to brush her teeth, which she had completely forgotten to do. I see a frog on this page right here. Can you find it? At breakfast, Maggie handed a note to her brother that said, "Please keep the chit-chat to a minimum. I'm in a hurry." Her brother rolled his eyes, which is apparently how 12-year-olds communicate. If you have a 12-year-old in your house, you could ask them if they know how to roll their eyes and see if that's how they communicate. Maggie focused. Eating quickly requires serious concentration. Breakfast took exactly 11 3/4 bites. Then she was off, for real this time. "I am a frog hunter," shouted Maggie. Stopping at the edge of the world, she called, "Milo!" Here's Milo. He got distracted by something. What do you think it might be? Maybe a butterfly? Or a dragonfly? Not sure. "I am a frog hunter, and he is Milo." Together, Maggie and Milo ran down the hill, past the chicken coop. I know a couple of you have chicken coops at your house. Maggie's got 1, 2, 3 brown chickens, 1, 2 white chickens, and 1 yellow chicken. Through the valley of the ferns, all the way to the pond, where Maggie tested the waterproofness of her new blue boots. The chickens came with. After sufficiently stomping, she announced, "Milo, my feet are perfectly dry." That's important. Grandma always says, wet feet make for a very long day, which is true. Wet feet do make for a very long day. Ooh, on this picture, I see one tiny little bumblebee and another tiny little bumblebee. Two little bumblebees. Maggie stood in the water. She waited for a frog. Maggie waited 1,000,000 minutes. Nothing happened. This was boring. Oh my goodness, I just noticed. Look, 1, 2, 3. Now there's 3 bumblebees. Okay, this was boring. Boring in all capital letters. B-O-R-I-N-G, boring. Maggie sang a song. She sang about frogs and waiting and blue boots. Milo wandered off. So far, this was not working out as planned. Milo, called Maggie. He wasn't there. Milo! Maggie tried very hard not to think about losing Milo or being alone. In front of her, the cattails moved. These cattails remind me of the art project we did when we were learning about cattails. You guys made some really beautiful paintings, and we used popsicle sticks to make cattails. I think they're still hanging up on our wall at church. We'll have to look when we're back together in the classroom at all of our cattail art. Milo, is that you? She asked, trying to sound brave. Slowly, Maggie pulled apart the cattails. And there in the muck was Milo and a frog. Milo had found a frog. Maggie reached down and caught that frog. I'm Maggie, and this is Milo, and you will be called Alexander. Welcome to our pond. Gently, Maggie placed Alexander back into the water. She had to be very careful. Frogs are terribly squirmy. Milo, you are so smart, squealed Maggie. This is a true statement. Border collies are very smart. So Milo is a kind of dog that's called a border collie. I think that's why he's so big. Look at how much bigger he is than Maggie. He's a big dog. Milo barked, wagged his tail, and ran to another spot. Maggie followed close behind, and there in the muck was another frog. Maggie named the second frog Benjamin, the third one Cooper, and the fourth one Daniel. See the pattern? So the first frog was Alexander, then Benjamin, Cooper, and Daniel. This is a little tricky, but if you can figure out the pattern, you can think about what name you think she would give to the fifth frog. Look at how many frogs she found. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 frogs. After meeting Oliver, Maggie realized all the frogs they had found were boys. That was absurd. The world does not need any more boys, Maggie proclaimed. She found Princess Penelope under a lily pad. Holding her newest catch, Maggie said, Milo, there is no way I can think of a girl's name that begins with the letter Q. Qua, 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 Q. If you can think of a girl's name that begins with the letter Q, you let me know. I would love to hear some girl names that begin with the letter Q. So Maggie and Milo rested. It's not easy work, this frog hunting. As Milo slept, Maggie sang a song. A quiet, end-of-the-day kind of song. Afterward, Maggie and Milo walked home, through the Valley of the Ferns, past the chicken coop, all the way back up the hill. Just as the sun was setting, they heard the most marvelous music. Side by side, they sat on the edge of the world, just listening to the frogs say, good night. When the last note faded, Maggie said, Milo, that was the very best day. I cannot wait for our new adventure. The end. So when we read this story together in class, when we got to the end, Miss Anne found on her phone a video of the frogs singing their goodnight song. So I will also find some frogs singing in a video, and I'll put it right next to this video so that you can find it and listen again and hear what the frogs sound like. That was the end of our story for today. I can't wait to see you again. I hope it's really soon, but until then, have a good day.